Hello, hello. How is everybody? I hope everybody is having a good Sunday. Had a quite eventful one because it was confirmation day for a bunch of kids at church. So that was hectic in a good way. Lots of moving pieces. Anyway, it is good to see all you guys. Hello, Blossom. Hello, Jim. Always good to see you. Hey, Stamper Girl and Linda and ECR and Lori and Bree. I actually just saw Bree over in Crafty Stamco does a live. I want to say it's at like 3 o'clock Central on Sundays. But if you follow their channel, you can hear about all their stuff. But they're doing kind of a coloring series for the 13 days of Halloween. So they they're live on Sunday, but they also have 1 p.m. videos dropping every day. I'm in no way involved in that other than being on their design team. But if you want to see coloring, it's a cool thing to do. We got some happy mail. We got 2 cards, and we have a box, sort of from Blossom, not necessarily from Blossom, from a friend of Blossom's. It's a very mysterious box. Let me see if I can just zoom out using my. You can see my mess, but like it's a big box. It's like a foot by a foot by a foot, kind of. Um, but it's very light, so it's quite mysterious. So we will keep the mystery for a while. And then I pulled our next day of Halloween Spellbinders if we want to use it for Craft Roulette, which is a Dutch door, birdhouse colors. October is the element, which is going to work great with all the stuff we do because I have like a whole bunch of pumpkins all over my desk right now. And polka dots, which actually oddly became the most challenging part because it's like I have a lot of. Oh, Lennox is making his way here. We'll see if he is. He may make an appearance. Anyway, if you're new, Lennox is my cat. He likes to help out sometimes. He likes to. Oh, he's just sitting on a pile of things in a very odd way, but you can see his paw. It's right there. There we go. You can see the rest of him is here. Anyway, sorry about that. I will try to not make anyone seasick, but he's exactly north of where you can see. But this first one is from Kendra Morgan, which probably means it is the another mystery card kit, which it is. Interesting one. As per usual, I need to see these all have QR codes on them. So, and I guess I should say, if you're a $10 member of her Patreon, that's called something. I always forget because the tiers have been renamed a few times. But the $10 tier gives you all the digitals as well as these kits once a month. And they look like not too shabby ephemera. I don't know about the paper. I'll have to scan this later. But this, oh, that might be a sticker. I may be wrong. No, that is definitely a sticker. And yeah, I don't know. I think I'm wrong. I don't think this is not too shabby. But it's a delightful gingham, which is one of my favorite things. We may actually wind up using that. I think the harder element I think was polka dots, but I found a bunch of polka dot papers, and I think you could use it in a more subtle way as like a undermat because I feel like this green would be way better with pumpkins, which I'd like to use as an element. So perhaps we can sort of do a double mat. Anyway, kind of getting ahead of myself. I have another card. This one is from Paula Rice of Craft Roulette fame, and it is quite well taped. Oh, you can't see anything. Oh, hey, Pam. Oh, it's Paula. Welcome. You came on the day your card showed up. How fabulous. We will see what it is a card for. It is a card with adorable kitties on it. Look at how cute. That is so cool. I like what you did here. What makes you happy? And it has been a bunch of. This card is so big. Yeah. It's hard to see the card in the cat. Sweetie, can you? Let's just do that. We can see the whole card. And there's a really nice washi tape detail, I think, at the bottom here. I like. Beautiful card. Really collagey. I like this a lot. A lot of different textures. And a nice message inside. An Aticat card. It is perfect. And I will be on Craft Roulette on Halloween. I did some research. The last time Halloween was on a Friday was in the 2010s, so I'm pretty sure it is the first Craft Roulette Halloween. Kind of interesting we hit Halloween and Valentine's Day on the same year, but I suppose depending on how your holidays run, that might just be the way it is. Good to see you. That's a fantastic card. Much appreciated. Lennox appreciates it too. Mulberry paper. Oh, that explains the really neat texture, which I think it's hard to see because of Lennox, but we'll see if this goes in. Yeah, that is a mulberry paper. Very cool. I have never used mulberry paper. Neat stuff. As always, much appreciated. I always love Happy Mail. I like things in the mail that are not bills. I'd like Lennox if he'd. This is going to be hard for you to see things. We may move him in a minute if he is. But we have other stuff to open. I guess while we're here, we'll see what Spellbinders Day 5 is. Maybe it's a cat or a. I mean, it's certainly something Halloween themed. I think actually this one, once I realized I had more polka dots than I thought. So I think this one might be the owl, given the. I'm wrong. It's a one of those things Elizabeth isn't a fan of. It has many eyes too. Although there is a version that doesn't have eyes, it also doesn't have a face. That's pretty creepy. And it has a little top hat. And a lot of legs. Okay. But interestingly, like the legs are done as two dies, so you don't have to deal with 8 legs, which is nice. I do feel like this would be cuter to do the bottom and then just like draw a face on the spider. But anyway, don't think we'll use that today for our current card, but it is if you're a spider fan, it is a good thing. But sure, we may move you. But let's see what the mystery package is. I'm going to say, after reflecting on it, I remember a while ago, and I haven't opened this. A while ago, I got a hat in the mail, and it was very light and came in a bigger box than you'd assume because, like, if you're having like a baseball cap, like it takes up a lot of space. So my guess is a hat, but I have no idea. It is a mystery. I had no. It was sort of a the complex I live at. Sometimes people deliver stuff to the main building. So when I got like the UPS delivery dealy, like I was like, where on earth is that? Oh, but I'll be good. I'll be good. And more Lennox, but let you guys see what's in here first. I'm sure a box that the cat will be excited about. Oh, look, it's more box. And then even more boxes and paper. I think he will enjoy the box. I'm going to need to see my shorts. There we go. So we have paper. Oh, it's like a painting. Oh, I didn't guess that. I was totally wrong. Okay. We have, it's a painting. I don't know if this is right side up. That is so cool. I actually have done several. We'll leave this upside down. Let's move the cat so you can, excuse me, sir. Can you move your butt? Thank you. Okay. We can all see it together. What could it be? Oh, that is so cool. Snoopy is my favorite thing. This is a really good Snoopy. And then we have Snoopy in Woodstock being happy on Easter, and Snoopy is wearing camo, which is my favorite print. This is really cool, Blossom. And it really looks like the original Snoopy illustrations, which sometimes things don't have a chance to do. Oh, and we have like, oh, I get it. And there's some cool little birds in the sky. I was gonna But that is awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Your friend does excellent work. I don't know if it's reading on camera, but the sky is actually really nicely done. It's got some really cool texture, which probably won't read on camera because cameras lie and flatten everything. He hand drew it. Very cool. Very skillful guy. I will have to put this up after our stream because this is really fantastic. Let me put it somewhere. Put it off to the side where the cat won't mangle it. Anywho, that is cool stuff. It's also cool because it's like you never really expect to get things in the mail that aren't bills. So that is really neat. So my thought was, I have this cute kids paper, and it has these little tags on it. So this is Halloween Magic, I think. But I really like the tag with the cat that says trick or treat and then happy Halloween. And I thought since these are the same size, we could utilize the Dutch door to have this be like a surprise. But I think if we do that, we would more or less need to have a thin part to the door and then a not so thin. And this one has polka dots, so that gets our polka dots out of the way too. So I think I'm going to start by cutting those off. Which this is probably some sort of standard measurement, like 2 inches. So what you could do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this horizontal line, and then I'm going to just guesstimate this a little bit. Actually, what you should do first is cut off this strip because the branding strips can be a pain from this may not fit in the other way kind of situation. And I'm just sort of eyeballing this because the trimmer guide here makes it it's easier for you to see than for me to see. But then I can just cut to about there. I think we just cut that out, and then we can basically do the same thing. And then once we get these into pieces, we can probably do a little bit more. There we go. And we didn't really have too much excess, which is nice. And then if we figure out, we probably can figure out how big these are by 4. They're more than 4. 4.5 maybe. I think 4.5 is the magic number here. No, I don't know. There we go. Four and a half, 4.25. I think 4.25 is the right answer here. We'll see. I think 4.25 was the right answer. There's some little bits. We can just hand trim these a little bit, I think. You could also go in with a decal cutter if you wanted to give these more of a rustic vibe as well. We just get rid of my extra piece. So my thought is, like, with the Dutch door opening, you could basically have, trick or treat, and then it would say Happy Halloween. So we would hide this one in the back or something of that nature. Let me catch up with you guys. Everybody's saying what a fantastic gift, and I agree. Just move you over. Cordelia, welcome. Good to see you. Hello, Bone Tired Travelers. Nice to see you again. I forget whose chat I run into you in every so often, but it is good to see you. Oh, I like your I like your little wave. Oh, I'll show you the gift. I don't know. Oh, I guess I should back up and say Shauna is going live today, and I'm really interested because her title says she's doing grungy backgrounds, and there are many things I think of with Shauna, or Shanna. Wow, we're just messing up people's names today. But grungy isn't really a thing I attribute to Shannon usually. Here we go. So here's the gift, Cordelia. It is Snoopy and Woodstock on Easter, essentially, or I guess anytime post resurrection, if you will. There's some really nice sparkliness on the whatever that would be. Spacing on the right word here. Burial wrappings, etc. There's probably a real name for it, but very cool. Really close to life Snoopy. It's really cute. I might put it up in my office because I'm moving, sort of. I'm moving. I'm moving to a different floor on Monday, and we'll see what of my art fits and what doesn't. Anyway, cool stuff. I'm gonna grab my. I don't use these enough. These are sort of the. I think these are the Tim Holtz what are Cutter Bee knockoffs, but they're designed for detail trimming like this. There we are. And you could go and punch these out. I'm probably not going to. There's a slight bit here I think I'll trim off with the trimmer just so it remains straight. Same thing on this cat. But we have our polka dots through this piece unexpectedly. And rather than punch these out, I'm probably just going to put an embellishment over them. But you could punch them out and make them real tags for real. Let me just trim Frankie a little bit because I'd rather not have a ton of white here. There we are. There we are. Just get that little fly's eyelash off. So let's look at the paper we just got. Because I'm thinking this orange would work really well for both of these. Because there's orange as sort of an accent color in both of these. So I'm thinking like having this be sort of the Dutch door and then have, one of these on and then you open it up and you see the other one behind it. I'm thinking that. They're definitely green birds. They're definitely orange birds like the orange oriole. They're blackbirds like blackbirds. So I think we're okay. But I'm kind of digging this color combo, which is sort of a cheat. It is a really sweet gift. It's sort of apropos that it showed up on like an important weekend too. So I don't know. It's always neat when the universe does stuff. At least I think so. Whoa, let me fix my window slightly. Anyway. But I think I want craft as a base, probably. Although there are another good option would be a lovely brown or gray. I have some lovely brown behind me. Let's see. Ooh, I kind of like this though. Let me grab the craft and see which I like better. Actually, I think I put the craft. Where did I put my craft? I think I have some here. If not, I have some other stuff. have some craft here. I have black. Every color but craft. You also have a gray. We could, so let's see. I like it on the brown the best, I think. Although both of these would work just fine. But I feel like the orange on like an orangey brown, yeah, that's less impactful. I like that better. We'll do that. So a Dutch door is just like making an A2 essentially, except you do one more cut. But we can, traditionally, we would probably do this as a, we'd side fold it first. So let's do that. Let's just cut this in half. Let's try that again. Oh, it was cut in half. And then just go to 4 1/4 here. Let me see what I am missing. All 8 of my 4 into my, oh. Yeah, moving is a drag. I don't know if there's anything nice about moving. Let's grab our tag. Now, these I think kind of work. I probably want maybe 1.5 here. Like cut in an 1.5 and then I think that should be pretty good. So whatever that would be. 1.5 would be 4, I think. And we're going to try and pay attention to where our score line is so that I think that's pretty good. If you overcut, it's also not the end of the world, although I miraculously did a good job with that. But if you were to cut too much, it wouldn't be a big deal. This, we did make a little oopsie, but you don't actually need to do it this way. You could also just do this with scissors, but that should get rid of that. There we are. So essentially, we've created a 4, not really, it's not really square, but so we would want, depending on, I think I'm going to do, let me see if this is a full. This is pretty close. So we just need to do the math on, I think this is, let's see what size this is. Oh, this is 4. So the math shouldn't be too bad. So I think we said this was 1.5. So 1 1/4 should give us a decent matting piece, I think. It would be good to get it right because I don't think I have more of this paper and I really like it. But yeah, 1 1/4 is pretty good. So do like that. We could, of course, use a different paper on top if we wanted to. I mean, you need to do something on the inside. Let's look at our other paper options quick. Just in case. I'm thinking Happy Halloween will go on the front. But I think we could do a different paper. How does this look with the green? I guess the question is, do we like it with the green? We could do a different pattern too. I do like that this kind of highlights the green of Frankie. I don't love the same pattern as much. Do we have other patterns? Oh, we have. Ooh. Oh, this is really neat. I don't think I've seen. I don't know. Oh, this is a printable. But had you trimmed this out, this would have been really neat. This would actually be really neat to just sort of collage on top of something. I think I will save that. I kind of like it tone on tone, but the different patterns I think the best. Like, I think that looks neat. The other option is this, or just using a plain background, which we could also do. I guess I should move this up because Frankie's going to pretty much take up the whole front, I think. Or I could not use this and see if I have. I'd like a really subtle pattern. Let me just rewind and see what you guys are saying. You started when my live started. I mean, it's not like I don't have other pattern paper. I had some nice. I was playing around with some not too shabby paper I liked. I do like. Oh, I like this one. Like, I kind of like something like this to kind of. Yeah, let's see what this one looks like. What do we need? We need it to be 4 by something. 4 by slightly less than 4. Oh, and that side of the paper is kind of messed up. 4. Uh-oh. It helps if you cut the whole paper. So 4 by 3, 4 or 3 3/4, I think, is the measurement I want. But I like the orange. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like this as an idea. Like, they're different patterns, but I feel like, yeah, I like that. I like it not being totally orange. So I think that'll be cool. What else do we need? We need some white or cream for the inside. I have white here, so we can just use that. And there's a lot of white. I mean, there's a lot of white in the tags, so that probably makes more sense anyway than swapping out to cream. At least in my head, I think it keeps it slightly more. I don't know. It's not really fair to call it a simplified color palette because we're already using, like, I don't know. I think it's a 3 color palette. It's green. Well, they're all here. It's green, yellow. Oh, it's like 5. Green, yellow, purple. I think I actually have the coordinating paper that goes with this thing too. But then we would do that. Or wrong tag, but you get the idea. Then you can just do this on the inside, but go and probably trim this a little bit better to get a few of those lines off for sure. just to make sure we... I think that looks... Yeah, that looks better. So I think what we can do is basically set these on top, and then when Frankie opens, you'll see Trick or Treat. Or we could do, I guess Trick or Treat on the front makes more sense, and then Happy Halloween on the inside. Probably good we looked at this before I start putting the actual card together. Where are we making it's yummy? Let me catch up on what y'all are saying. Oh, that's right. You're one of the bread bakers in our group, Cordelia. Glad your bread came out well. So let's stick most of this down and then see if we want to do other stuff. Oh, I like that. Let's do that. I actually had to refill my glue, which doesn't happen very often, but let's try to. It's pretty even. But I don't know. The weather here has continued to be super weird in that usually it's fall by now, and I think it will be fall this week. But it was also, so Friday it was like 77, and then yeah. Oh, I think that's gonna look good. Oh, and we can probably put this about here. Then really we could just pick any of these colors for accent piece. Ooh, I like this. And since this is double-sided, you get some spider webs on the back, which is kind of nice. But it was like summer the last couple days, so like that's just been kind of strange because we usually don't get that this time of year. Yeah, so this is the Dutch door part, you know, like you can't open like that. And actually, what we could do even is we could hide Frankie like this so that he's like a surprise. I might do that. That'd be cool. So we can hide him like he's a surprise, basically. And then still have our inside piece. So I like that as an idea. That seems like it'll be pretty fun. And it give you basically like 3 layers, but you do have to like put it back together in the same order, I think. And anytime I'm doing something like this, what I usually do is just line it up with the glue up, and then you can just pick it up. And then you get your effect of, ooh, spooky. And then we will have here, and actually we could use this and we could decorate, we could do some decoration on here if we want to. But let's get this inside piece, and we can look at these other sentiments and see if we want to do something. Or we can just decorate this with either some of our remnants or some pumpkins or some other things. I still want to go back and see if I have some kind of bling to put over there. I was pretty sure I had something similar. I have That would not quite cover. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I had brown, which is... Oh, I think that's what these are. These, that might work well. The green also would not be bad. Like that size green would, I think, look really good. That's a good option. I do have... Got that. That might work too. I think that's my favorite. Because of course I have like 5 million enamel dots. Why wouldn't I? Oh, except that just... Ruh-roh. Yeah, the release paper didn't release very well. It's unfortunate when that happens, but there we go. There we are. Have our front. And then you have your surprise. And then we have to configure out what we want to do here. We may have some... Let's see what stuff we have here. I do like the Celebrate Autumn. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll use that. We have a Grateful, although I think of that as more of a Halloween thing. And then we have Fall Vibes, which brings in the... I kind of like that, actually. That's kind of cool. I guess I'm leaning in that direction. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I had too, Cordelia. Like it was super warm, and then it rained overnight, and then I woke up and it was like 50 this morning, but it's supposed to be like a low of 30 tomorrow, I think. So I don't know. It's gonna be awfully interesting. And just a general like hopefully my move goes at work goes smoothly tomorrow and it's not super disruptive. But luckily I don't usually do any like I don't have a lot of standing stuff on Monday, so oh, thanks. So I think we're mostly together. What we could do, we could color. I'm not going to bother. You could color this in if you wanted to, but we have our trick or treat. Well, let's see what we have. We have our polka dots. We have our Dutch door. We have our October thing, which is all of our spooky bits. We, I think, can think of birds that all these things would go with. It could be a Halloween bird feeder too, but so we have a lot of probably we have birds in all these colors except purple. I think there is a little bit of purple in this. And while there are purple birds, I don't think there are purple birds in Wisconsin. I mean, purple is more of a tropical color, but we could assume that the bird feeder is purple, or really any color we want. But all these other colors are very fally colors that there are birds in. Oh, really? That's funny. See, like, it's weird because I remember so several years ago, there was a year where, like, it made me, like, October 10th or something, like, we started getting lows below freezing consistently, and it just didn't really warm up, so it was, like felt like November. We did that for 5 weeks. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, Martin's do. Oh, that's a good point because we have. Uh, Now that I think of it, we have chickens, the Aussie loops that are black, but how these really iridescent feathers. So those iridescent feathers look purple in certain lights too. Now that I know but yeah, I mean, pretty much, I think most of the diving birds too. Like a lot of the wire birds have iridescent feathers, so it's probably more of a thing than I think it is. So anyway, I think I will leave you there for tonight. I will take a picture of this so I remember to actually submit it to Craft Roulette. But so tomorrow is the 20th, and as you know, that's also Inspired Day. We're inspired by Choose Joy with Carmen this month, yeah. So feel free to check that out on the channel. There's always a playlist, so you can just watch the whole playlist of everybody. And I really like how it's been going this year. I was kind of curious how being inspired by each other would work, but so many people have such a long history on Instagram. It's like, well, if you're looking at like multiple years of cards, you'll generally find something really neat. And not everybody's inspired by the same thing. So that's on the 20th. Then on the 25th, which is next Saturday, Lala and I are doing faith journaling. And I might sneak on, depending, something special is coming on Wednesday. So I may or may not sneak on. I may do a sneaky live at some point. Elizabeth tends to be live on Wednesday, so I usually watch her. Or maybe it'll come Tuesday because I don't think a ton of folks are live on Tuesday. Anyway, Shanna will be live in about 15 minutes, so feel free to grab a snack and then head over there. You should get redirected as soon as I end this stream. And I'm just really interested to see what she does with grungy backgrounds because I think I've done a total of. I did one grungy card as part of a challenge, and then I also did. I've done some master boards, which are. I don't know if they really count as a grungy card because they're not like the making of them is a separate step, and then you're basically treating them like pattern paper. I mean, like some of these cool backgrounds that like Elizabeth gave me, I'm working through, right? Like, I mean, that's very spooky. Like this one would be a good spooky background. And it's got a lot of dimension on it already. Like this would be good to put. This would be a good spooky card for real. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really count those the same way just because I feel like you don't really have to contend with the trickiness of dry time, but we will see. I'm excited. Always interesting to see people do sort of things I haven't seen from them before. Anyway, great talking to you guys. I will see you later and hope you have a good weekend if I don't see you in Shanna's chat. Have a good night. Bye bye.